Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke coming to you live, excuse me, from the Shibby Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia. And today is Monday, July 5th, 2021. And I didn't even look to see how many days we have left in this year. Oh my goodness. I slept in this morning by accident. Hey, Bob, good morning. So, but I have gotten up. I've sent Jackson off with his breakfast, went upstairs, did my Bible study. Now I am here. I am in my Shibboleth shirt. Bob, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well and your family. When y'all hop on this morning, say good morning, where you're watching from, and what type of Shibboleth day you are having today. I probably will have a holiday. I'm not sure because I'm off work today. Good morning, Diane from Columbus, Mississippi. IMF day and getting my water in. Awesome. That's awesome. Good job, Diane. Thank you for sharing. Y'all, they'll get to see a person with messy hair who can't quit coughing this morning. Something just, you know how something will sit right there on that spot and cause you to cough? That's what started happening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much, because that sharing will allow someone to find this. Someone who needs Shibboleth will find this morning. Did y'all have a great Independence Day? Good morning, Ron from Lilburn, having an intermittent fasting day. It's awesome. Even when I'm having a holiday, I still do an intermittent fasting day, typically. Unless the event that I am eating for is late, but that doesn't happen very often. Good morning, Diane. Having a wow day today. Too much over the weekend. Just shared. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Goodness. Hey, Wendy, good morning. Perfect day in Chattanooga. Down 2 more pounds. Congratulations, Wendy. That is awesome. And even over a holiday weekend, that is amazing. Very uncommon, and I'm proud of you. That is awesome. Good morning, Jerry from Cedartown, Georgia. Thank you. You have a great day too. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's awesome. So how many of you have been seeing the little exercise videos that I've done? I hope that y'all will join me in that. They're not overly hard, and the parts that you maybe can't do right now, just go ahead and not do them. Just do some other thing during that. And then if there's other things that you think I might like to do that look similar but I haven't thought of, please message me and tell me, because I'd like to add those in. Good morning, Colleen from Michigan. Had a holiday yesterday and feel so heavy. Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? It's amazing that we can feel like that. Back to normal today. A perfect day. Awesome, Colleen. And let's see, Diane said I had 3 holidays in a row starting Thursday, but was perfect yesterday. Half my holiday weight is already gone. Yes, that's because when we have a holiday, we aren't just gaining fat. We're just gaining water weight and glycogen, and all of that stuff weighs something. So as soon as we start back to doing the Shibboleth way, it goes away. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, Diane. Congratulations. So today's the 5th day of the month. I had a holiday on the 1st, the 2nd, and the 4th. So if I have one today, that'll be 4 holidays in the first 5 days. But that's all right. I've already looked at the whole month, and I don't really have anything going on. And since I'm in maintenance, I have a little bit more freedom there, because I am maintaining, not working on achieving a goal anymore. Now my goal is just living the Shibboleth lifestyle. And it's awesome. I absolutely love it. So last night I did the fast track, the new member fast track on Sunday night. If y'all ever sponsor anybody or somebody signs up for Shibboleth because of you, make sure that they go straight to fast track, because that's what's most important. That's going to help them learn how to do the lifestyle. And we don't need to look at all of the other awesomeness on the website. We just need to go through every step and every lap of fast track first, and then we can move to the silver level daily doses, then the gold level daily doses, and then off to Tiger's Eye. But we don't want to do it out of that order. Things won't make sense if people don't do it in that order. Good morning, Valerie from Indiana, having a perfect day. Hey, Alicia, good morning from Fort Oglethorpe, hoping for a perfect day while I drive to Florida. Yes, take all the things you might need, but here's my suggestion for you. The food that you do not plan on eating while driving, don't put it in the front with you. It needs to go in the trunk, because if you wanted a snack or an extra or an approved meal replacement and all that kind of stuff while driving, if you have it up front with you, you're more likely to eat it for no reason. Just because driving is a little boring sometimes. So I do highly suggest, Alicia, that you put that in the trunk. That is my general rule about driving places. Put the food in the trunk. Because then if you're truly hungry and it's time to eat, then you can pull over, you can get it out, and you can eat it, and it'll be much, much better. You'll like that much better. Good morning, Polly. Perfect day in Dalton. Had a holiday meal yesterday. That's awesome that it was not a holiday. Hopefully you enjoyed that holiday meal, Polly. Good morning, Chris. Hey there, Chris and Stacy. IMF Day. And then Diane says, is there a test for the gold member videos? There's not. There's not one for that, Diane. Thank you for asking. Well, I had a fun day yesterday. I did all kinds of stuff in the morning. Then we went to church. I posted on my own personal Facebook page the YouTube video from my church yesterday. A Vietnam veteran prisoner of war spoke yesterday. Good morning, Lynn. Good to hear from you. Spoke yesterday at our church. And I'm telling you, everything that we hear about things in life can be paralleled to living the Shibboleth lifestyle and trying to overcome what we overcome in, food. So if y'all want to go to my page and find that, it's a YouTube video that I posted yesterday, or you can just go to my church's page. It'll be the sermon from yesterday, but a lot of what he said could be paralleled to our lives in trying to eat healthy. I know. Isn't that funny that a prisoner of war, everything that he was saying, I was like, oh my goodness, that parallels what we're doing. That parallels what we're doing. We are battling, but you know what? We're battling a very, very important battle. Our taking care of our temple. It's worth the battle. It's worth the battle. So whatever happens today, you do what you had planned. If you planned on a holiday, but you don't have to have that. But if you plan on a perfect day, try not to give in. If it's mid-afternoon, you're like, oh, do something to battle it. And don't battle it with that thing I just did. Battle it with something fierce. Stomp on the floor. Say, no, I'm not giving into that, because I said I was going to have a perfect day. I'm going to be true to myself. That's what I want you to do. Okay. But y'all would be encouraged if you went and watched that. My church does have a YouTube channel. It's always good. Burnt Hickory Baptist Church. You can watch it each week like a learning opportunity, which is great. Okay, so today I'm going to start off by reading us 1 Kings 12, 25 through 23. Jeroboam makes gold calves. Hey, Amy, good morning from Ohio, having an intermittent fasting day. Jeroboam then built up the city of Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, and it became his capital. Later, he went and built up the town of Peniel. Jeroboam thought to himself, unless I am careful, the kingdom will return to the dynasty of David. When these people go to Jerusalem to offer sacrifices at the temple of the Lord, they will again give their allegiance to the king, Rehoboam of Judah. They will kill me and make him their king instead. So on the advice of his counselors, bad advice, the king made 2 gold calves. He said to the people, it is too much trouble for you to worship in Jerusalem. Look, Israel, these are the gods who brought you out of Egypt. Lies. He brought these calf idols in Bethlehem and Dan. He placed these calf idols in Bethlehem and in Dan at either end of his kingdom. But this became a great sin for the people who worshiped the idols, traveling as far north as Dan to worship the one there. Jeroboam also erected buildings at the pagan shrines and ordained priests from the common people, those who were not from the priestly tribe of Levi. And Jeroboam instituted a religious festival in Bethel, held on the 15th day of the 8th month, in imitation of the annual festival of shelters in Judah. There at Bethel, he himself offered sacrifices to the calves he had made, and he appointed priests for the pagan shrines he had made. So on the 15th day of the 8th month, a day that he himself had designated, Jeroboam offered sacrifices at the altar at Bethel. He instituted a religious festival for Israel, and he went up to the altar to burn incense. Okay, so in this Bible study that I'm working through, it says to read that, and it's an eye-opening example of someone who is not aligning himself with God's plan. And then it said to record 5 observations that I got from that passage. And so I wrote down these. 1, he was fearful. 2, he had advice of bad counsel. 3, he made idols. 4, he created opportunities for others to sin. And 5, he ordained common people as priests. So those are just the things that I wrote down. But I want to read you about this. And then I'm going to read to you the part that aligns up or parallels to what we do in the Shibboleth lifestyle. King Jeroboam wanted a small, comfortable, easy to carry cross for the people to bear. Good public relations? Yes. Good political strategy? Maybe. Since he was ruler over the northern part of a now divided kingdom, his plan for creating 2 new worship sites was an attempt at keeping people loyal to him rather than allowing them to be regularly reminded of their shared heritage with their brothers to the south each time they traveled to Jerusalem. He came up with this more convenient, more personally advantageous option, stationing an idol of gold in both Dan and Bethel, 2 locations that wouldn't require so much effort or travel time. Isn't that funny? But God already had a blueprint. Now, if I went back and read a little bit more, she talked about blueprints, and it was good too. Y'all are going to have to join me on Wednesday nights in August when my church starts doing this. I'm co-teaching it with a precious, precious lady named Barbara Clark, and it will be on Zoom, so you could join me. And this is from Priscilla Shirer, Discerning the Voice of God. I'm working hard to get through it before I go through it again in August when we teach it. But when you go through things multiple times, it does help. Okay, but God already had a blueprint. He had already divinely ordained and sanctioned Jerusalem as the location for his people to worship him. He clearly outlined that all the tribes of Israel were to return to one place to participate in their annual feasts and worship him. Jeroboam chose his plans over Yahweh's to placate his own anxieties. And for this, as the next few chapters in 1 Kings attest, he would pay a hefty price. Okay, so this is the part that aligns with what we are doing in Shibboleth. Committing ourselves to God's predetermined and sovereignly orchestrated plans and allowing them to govern our lives gives us a framework through which to understand his leading. And this is where I started underlining for Shibboleth and putting an S. Everywhere I think is good for Shibboleth, I put an S. Without confident trust in this biblical truth, we will lack the means to clearly hear God's voice speaking to us. Instead, we will mistake our flesh's desire for ease, convenience, or pleasure as the voice of God. If left to ourselves, we will always choose Dan or Bethel over the more cumbersome journey to Jerusalem. Our flesh, if not the enemy himself, will be quick to suggest that God's way is too difficult for you. And yet, if Jerusalem is where God's presence is, no amount of religious activity will be worth the loss of his blessing. So with that, I want us to know this Shibboleth journey is not too difficult for you. It may be less convenient at times, until we get it figured out. Let me tell you, once you get it figured out, there's no inconvenience. You just go do it. So, but at times you might have that draw, that pull to ease. You might have that draw to convenience. You might have that draw to pleasure. And our flesh, if not the enemy himself, will be quick to say, this is too difficult for you. It's not. It's not. Keep on going. Take the uncommon path. Don't go to the short place to worship. Go on the journey. Go along the journey with us. Stay connected. He's there. This is part of, if you weren't here right now, whenever somebody meets, I always say, oh man, I wish I'd known about Shibboleth sooner. The Lord gave it to me when he was ready for me to have it. That was part of the blueprint of my life. Oh, and guess what? It's been 2 years now that I've started this month, 2 years. About this time, I met with Travis and Sasha, I think on July 3rd, 2019. So it's been 2 years that I've started working with Shibboleth. And so it's very, very exciting to be their teacher and this encourager and getting to live this lifestyle with you. It's very fun and awesome. But it's not too hard. We can do this journey together. We just need to remain focused. And if your cross seems harder to bear and harder to carry at times just than other people's, don't compare yourself to anyone else, okay? Do what you know you need to do. Go to the Lord with it and just say, I'm doing it, Lord. And when we want a little bit of what we call mouth pleasure, but we know it's not the day for unapproved things, first of all, you can go find something that's approved and have some mouth pleasure enjoyment, okay, with eating something yummy. But if it's one of those things that you're like, nope, I'm not going to do it, just know that you may not think it's much of a sacrifice, but the Lord knows that it is a sacrifice. Do it for him. Do it for his glory, taking care of his temple. We got this, y'all. We got this. He's got a blueprint for our lives, and we can do it. Let's see, Diane, food used to be my idol, but God has set me free. Praise the Lord. And that's another point I wanted to make. We don't want food to be our idols, those golden calves at both Dan and Bethel. The short trip to Dan or Bethel. Let's take the more arduous journey to Jerusalem and do the right thing, okay? Guess what? This Jeroboam, he set up festivals on days that weren't to be the festival. He was supposed to go to the other festival. All right, so let's have holidays on holidays, perfect days on perfect days, and do the right thing. Hey, Christy Chapman from Blue Ridge, Georgia this morning. Awesome, how fun. I had 2 holidays this weekend for the 4th, ready to get back on track today. IMF with a WOW challenge today. I love that, Christy. She enjoyed her holidays, but she's saying what most everybody says, they are ready to get back on track because they don't like the way that they feel after those holidays. And honestly, they know, let me get back to my perfect days so that I can truly enjoy those holidays when they come around. Because when we are treating every day like a holiday, we're really not enjoying them anymore. But when we have a special day, it's like, ooh, that was good. That was yummy. And let me get back to business. And she's using our tools that we've learned, intermittent fasting with a WOW challenge. That is awesome. Well, thank y'all for being here with me. Hey, Allison. Allison says we can do hard things. We certainly can. And it is a wonderful choice to make the trip that's going to be a little bit longer. It is okay to do that. We do not have to have the ease and convenience of everything else. The world wants us to think so. Isn't everything instant gratification? It is. That's what they're trying to get us to think. No, we got to take the uncommon path, the one less traveled. We can do it. Hey, Sharon from Hickson, Tennessee. Glad you're on here with us. All right. Well, everybody, y'all go journal. Journal your day and be determined to keep that day. You already know what should be going on today and whether or not you need to have a holiday if you're off for the 4th still or something like that. But if you've got it scheduled for a perfect day, then do it. Okay. And if you're watching on replay, please type in #Shibboleth for his glory. And I'm going to go outside and do a stretching video. So y'all join me. I'm going to be on my own personal page, but then I'll upload them If you're not my friend on there, I will upload them to the other pages and on the Shibboleth website under Stretch a Minute. You can do those anytime. That's what they're designed for. Bye, everybody.